Well, hello everybody. I say everybody even though nobody's even seen my video I made yesterday, so probably a good thing, but thought I'd do a little video today quick, doing some resawing here on the mill. Not my very favorite thing to do. Lumber's never as straight as it looks when you put it on the mill and try to resaw even boards out of a 3x12 in this case. It's hard to get ones that don't have that much twist where you get even boards. But we're cutting some Doug fir. Came from a old corn crib. It's really beautiful stuff. Makes some good lumber. The thing that is most critical on it is to get the blades cutting straight. Cutting dry wood's harder on the mill. I've got some aftermarket Norwood blade guides that are off of their cheaper mill on here. The roller guides. This thing came with sandwich guides, which are absolutely miserable. They just break blades, and my biggest fight with this is still getting things to cut straight. I found that if I back the blade, I can't get my camera to flip around, so the blade guide off so it's running only partially on the blade, it tips the blade a little bit and prevents the dive. I don't know if there's something with this mill. It's got a lot of miles on it. I don't think that I had as much struggle with it initially, with it wanting to dive. That's pretty much strictly what it wants to do, is dive. That helps to have the blade guide set back, but it tips the blade up, which heats the blade, causes stress cracks, causes premature failure on the blades. So it's not ideal. I did buy some Cook's aftermarket saw guide to put on there. I haven't got that done yet. They're adjustable 8 ways, should help with that kind of thing. So but I sharpen, critical to that is sharpening. I got this sharpener. I bought it years ago off a guy, made it, and I would drop his name, but I don't have any idea who it was. So it's just a Harbor Freight chainsaw sharpener mounted on a handmade, homemade Advance. Works really well for doing the blades. It's not as accurate as it's a chop sharpening as, say, a cat's claw from Cook's saw has. I've used those as well. Those sharpen the whole face of the tooth, the top, the front, the gullet, which would also eliminate stress cracks, but as they start, and probably allow your blades to last longer. But I've had good luck with this. A lot of times I can get things sharpened down to where there's pretty much no teeth left. The other thing I use is this is a cat's claw tooth setter that I bought from Cook's saw. I use that for my setting the teeth on it, because set oftentimes it's as critical, if not more, than being sharp. You can cut straighter lumber with a duller blade. If the teeth have good set, then you can with a sharp blade with no set. It just wants to follow the grain if you don't have set on it. So, and one thing I can't stand is cutting wavy lumber. Even if it's going to go through the planer, to be cabinet lumber finished, the finished product is going to be planed down. It still is just, it doesn't look good. It's not good for the customer to see. Makes just not professional. It's not the way that it should be. And if you're cutting lumber that's going to be used rough, then it's especially critical. And of course, your pine is the worst with the hard knots, the softwood. That's where it'll really want to walk. You'll notice it the most there. Any tree with a knot in it, it definitely can do that. So that's what I'm dealing with here today. Kind of a little bit of the methods I use to try to get my saw to cut straight and to have quality lumber. So this case, like I said, we're resawing some 3x12s. They're these guys here out of a corn crib, and they vary from 2 3/4 to 3 inches thick. So some of them, they're not even. I'm probably going to have to run them through the planer for a customer, because I can't leave less than an inch on the mill. So everything that I do has to be cut. The bottom board that's left on the mill is an inch, and so I'm trying to get it as close to 3 even pieces as possible, but that's hard to do when it's 2 3/4. My mill's cutting 1 1/8 every pass. So try to kind of get down to about 15/16, and hopefully we can get things planed out and looking good. So have to try one out here before too long. Everything, of course, gets run with a metal detector. All this had nails. The customer did pull the nails on these, but there's broken ones. People miss nails, so always pretty much in Iowa where I am, everything needs to go through a metal detector. There is no trees that are just true woods trees. Everything is in a grove. There's just not that many patches of forest. Somebody put a fence there at one point. Somebody had a deer stand. Kids pounded nails. If it was in town, there's a yard sale sign, for sale sign, Halloween decorations, you name it, that's on trees. I have a whole jug here. This is my latest collection of stuff that I've pulled out of trees. I've hit everything from ceramic insulators, beer cans, plastic silverware, forks, plastic fork, bullets, tons of bullets. It's just, you never know what you're going to find inside them, so always helpful to have a metal detector. Anyway, that's my little talk for today, so till next time.